something completely different. This is a game that I mentioned briefly, but haven't really gone into much depth about playing, and that game is Elite Dangerous. Um, I'm fairly decent fan of the game. It's a pretty fun game, wherein you fly a spacecraft and do things in space. And if I sound like I'm being facetious or uh, not giving enough information. That's because honestly, the thing that's fun about this game is you can do so many different things. It's not like you have a clear objective. It's more about, well, living in space. The reason I don't have my face up right now is because I'm actually using the camera for FaceTrackNoIR so that if I look left or if I look right, the game reads where my face is and pans accordingly. And I gotta tell you, this is pretty sweet. I also am recording only the central monitor, but I have two monitors set up on the side. So this really feels like I'm just turning my head and looking out the side as the vision pans around. Alright, so there's my my control panel. Not what I wanted to hit. We're gonna back out of this in a second. I hope this recording works, but there's a good chance it won't. I had to use two workarounds to get my video recorder to acknowledge the screen region I wanted, so we'll see what happens. So somebody had asked, can I do some gameplay of Elite? The answer is absolutely. Let's see. Baloney. I'm in the Baloney system right now, and I'm trying to find something cool to do here. I'd like to find a resource extraction site or a zone of combat. But right now I'm not seeing anything available from where I am. No matter. Let's launch and we'll figure out what we're gonna do once we're in place. Yeah, so I warn you, you're not gonna be seeing the best gameplay with me. I'm not amazing at this game or anything, I'm just okay. But yeah, let's do this thing. I don't have a fancy controller to fly with. Oh, sorry.
Ship released. Engines engaged.
I'm mostly just using a Xbox 360 S controller. The Logitech. What is it? Logitech F something or the other, I think. Which I can recommend. I've tried a series of USB controllers before. This one seems to be the right mix of both. Somebody else is flying right next to me. If I crash, it's going to be really embarrassing. Let's try to get this right. Line up, and line out. Definitely. And you cleared it. Awesome. Let's continue on in space. So with the FaceTrackNoIR, part of my HUD is permanently not showing. See, up there, you see the top left menu and top right menu, but since FaceTrack is constantly registering my head as moving or not being in the same position, very often those aren't showing. I wonder if there's a workaround or a trick to it. For the time being, I'm not going to worry about it. But yeah, I do feel a little zoomed in as a result of that. Well, enough messing around.
Cannot comply.
Let's clear out.
Landing gear retracted. Frameshift drive charging.
And head to super cruise.
Ready to engage. 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Flying out with Baloney, or Bologna, or however it's pronounced. Bologna. Let's see, now that I'm closer to the action. Yep, there we go. Now that I'm out, there's a whole lot of things available around Bologna 6. Conflict Zone best showcase combat. Though to be fair, I am not very good at this game, so you might also showcase dying. Which is fine, I don't mind. For the greater good, you can always rebuy my ship. Whoa, 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 whoa! There's an unidentified signal source in the middle of space. What could it be? I'm gonna slow down and find out. These are not unlike random events. There's a set of possible events that the game draws from, and I totally overshot my target. And we're gonna head to this one and figure out what it is. Dropping out of Super Cruise, space. I see two allied ships, two the system security, and two unknowns. That's the security ship. Scanned and approved. That is an unknown Cobra. Scanning. And he is apparently wanted by the Forest Council. You know what that means. Let's whip out hard points and take his motherfucking ass out. Before he knows that I'm hostile, I'm gonna scan him. Way too close. Use retro, of course, position my ship. Oh, this is where FaceTrack really shines. You're craning your head to see things, and it can immediately follow you. You know, I think next time I record a vid, I will do it without FaceTrack, because I can't imagine it's useful for anybody but me. Alright, now that I have the scan and ID, I'm ready to take him out. He is hiding behind the anaconda. He is in my crosshairs. So, as I'm sure you can pick up, I enjoy playing this game a lot of times. Though sometimes as a mercenary. Really, any situation I can be in where it's okay to keep killing people is okay with me. And... oh!
Target destroyed.
Alright, 20,000
Scan detected.
credits, and there's the anaconda that was firing at me before. Or firing at him before. An anaconda is a much, much bigger ship. If I was fighting that anaconda, I'd be in trouble.
Under attack.
I'm apparently under attack by someone, somehow. Can't imagine why. I'm gonna redact my hard points and get out of here, because that anaconda is wanted for nothing right now.
Frameshift drive charging.
And in order to get out of here, I just drop back into hyperspace. Jump back into hyperspace, I suppose. We'll navigate back to that system I was heading towards. Let's get out into Aura, bigger ships. Being too close to their gravity is
Four, 3, 2, 1, engage.
oh. But yeah, I definitely get the sensation that FaceTrack is an enhanced experience for the person using it, but probably not as good when it's not your head moving around, because it'll feel unnatural, like, why is the screen moving? Lock to a low intensity zone, and off we go. Low intensity combat zones are just combat zones that are designed for one player instead of, you know, a larger group. Now look at my speed right now in the bottom menu. You can see that 0. Do I have a mouse? No mouse, okay. 0.7t. Now it's all the way up to 1 times the speed of light, and then 2 times the speed of light. And as a result of my increasing speed, the time to destination keeps changing dynamically, which I found pretty cool. Alright, here we go, we're getting there. 40 light seconds left. And since I'm going at 3 times, or 2 times the speed of light, you know, that's not going to take too long. And then of course I decelerate as I approach my target, so at 11 seconds left, I'm going to stay at 11 for a very long time. Until of course it just overshoots entirely. So kind of like a download bar. There's a low intensity extraction site. That's basically where I just realized I haven't had my mic down. I have no idea how badly the reception has been going. Probably haven't heard a thing I've said, but I might have to reshoot the video accordingly. And if I do, I can do it with or without FaceTrack. So that'll all work. Okay, sweet. Alright, there's the conflict zone. Slowing down, slowing down. One thing I criticized games of this type for before is it can often take a long time to go from not action to action, and this game is no exception. It can take a long time to get into any kind of actual encounter. And when that happens, you've just got to deal. Alright, decelerating as we approach the conflict zone. Decelerating as we approach the conflict zone. Should be able to drop out any minute now. Dropping out.
Cargo scoop deployed.
I will fight for Bologna Industries. While I'm here, I just picked at random. Honestly, you can technically pick either side. Your faction preference will change accordingly. But this is a conflict zone. There are ships on two sides of a fight, and I'm coming in here as a merc and being like, yeah, I'll join your fight for a fee. Every ship I take down, I get combat credits for that I can come and claim later. So, without further ado, oh, that was a mistake. That Imperial Quarter is probably above my ability to take down on my own. And while I could take it down with a group, I have no way of knowing what the group is targeting right now. Viper is also a little bit above my pay grade. That guy's taking a pounding from multiple Imperial couriers, all of which are at full health. And there's a Vulture. Vultures can sometimes be really mean, pack a lot of power. There's an Asp. There's another Vulture. God damn it. Where's the juicy underbelly targets?
Target shields offline.
Oh, hello.
Target shields online. Target shields online.
Vulture, 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 system security. Alright, if you are the only thing that's remotely dealable... Well, I'm not seeing my favorite kinds of targets, fellow Cobras or weaker. So let's... The thing is, my problem is there's a pack of 4 reds, and I don't want to engage against all at once. I'm very much an opportunist in space combat right now, as you can see. A lot of EMP chaff. Alright, screw it. We're just going to pick this guy as our target. Focus that Imperial Courier. Don't need to warrant scan him because he's in a combat zone. He's a legit target with probably no arrest warrant since he's a system defense. He's just one of 2 different factions that are vying for the contract on the system. Yes! Now that I'm focusing this guy, somebody else has picked up on the target. You can tell because there's beam lasers totally pointing in his direction. Man, head tracking is sweet!
Under attack.
Where'd he go? Did I lose him? No, he's behind me. Let's thrusters to the south, and boom! Do not want to get raked by those weapons. That is a pretty nasty loadout. He isn't an Imperial Courier at all. Hard turns, succeeding. Oh, I'm definitely nailing him. Good hits over and over and over and over. So satisfying. Where'd he go? Shit. His shields are dropping. Yeah, there he is. Lock on and fire. And shields are down. Now the good thing about Imperial Couriers, their shields are pretty hefty, but if you can get through them, they often don't have as much hull to work with. So... but he is definitely using that maneuverability against me, I'll give him that much. And his shields have begun to recharge, nice and slowly. Am I? Yeah, I'm a little bit exposed here, in terms of how far away I am from my allies. I'm also not boosting correctly for some reason. Oh, I have the cargo scoop out. What the shit? How did I do that? I don't know why I have the cargo scoop out, and I don't know how to correct it. I'm gonna have to disable that as soon as possible. Must have hit a button that I didn't mean to hit. And as you can see, I don't typically use a cargo scoop, so I don't know how to disable it. It might be worth my while to target the correct subsystems on this ship, so that I can take them down a little faster. I don't have very good anti-hull. Whoa! That was a shit ton of damage all at once. That must have been a critical-ish area, maybe? I don't know. What I do know is, this motherfucker is not going to escape me. His shields are recharging. He's at about 3/4 of shields. And if I have to take his shields down twice, I will. I'm fighting with my cargo scoop sticking out. That is bad. Because it means I can't use afterburner-like thrusters to catch my prey. His shields are back online.
Target shields online.
But look at that. His shields don't come back to 100% obviously, so if I can quickly rally, I should be able to knock him out again. And lasers tend to be more effective against shields, honestly, so my quad laser setup is pretty efficient here. There's of course a large array of weapons you can try, and better pilots than me would not use quad lasers. Okay, where'd he go? I wish there was a way to pull my radar to a different location while using FaceTrack, because in its current position I often end up looking at the radar and thus not being able to follow my target visually.
Under attack. Target shields offline.
Oh no, 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 no. There you are, ass. Target shields down, 14% HP left. Come on, baby, don't let me down. Don't let me down. No. Bang. 7, 3, 2, come on. That should do it.
Target destroyed.
Hells yes, and paid for my troubles, of course. Though admittedly less than I'd like to have been.
Target shields
There's a
offline.
vulture that's already got its shields down, so let's head in that direction. I'm taking... somebody's firing on me, definitely. I don't know who. Let's switch to my target to whoever is firing on me. Let's also use the pips on the bottom right menu to bolster my shield regeneration capabilities. It's... looks like a vulture? No, it's the same vulture. Okay, but yeah, whoever was firing me apparently broke off their attack, so I'm gonna pursue this vulture who's already under attack by my allies. Also, before I get too much more into this, let's... cargo... modules... disabling my cargo hatch altogether.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Thank you. there's obviously a button to bring it in and out. Since I don't know that button, I'm just using the expedient of disabling the subsystem. I don't need that power diverted right now anyway. Oh, yeah, baby. Come on. Come on. My shields are definitely back online. Take a look at the right. You see where it says sys-ang wep on the bottom right. Systems, energy, engines, and weaponry. You can choose subsystems to enhance with your bonus power, and distribute it among the three. The better a pilot you are, the more actively you'll end up doing this to your needs from moment to moment. He's released a bunch of chaff to disable my lock-ons, so I'm now using free lock to try to target his systems. But then he uses that window to try to escape me visually, but I will catch him again.
Target shields offline.
Continue nailing him now that the chaff is worn off. So yeah, space dogfighting is a lot of fun, and it is what I spend a lot of time doing when I play this game. Now, you can play in what's called open universe, where you play with, where every other player, who's obviously, you know, willing to be in open universe, is in your instance, not unlike an MMO experience. Personally, I don't fancy meeting assholes, so I don't generally play in that mode. Instead, I play in a private group where any of my friends who are members of that private group... Alright, got him. Any of my friends who are members of that private group can join in, and we all have our own little nested persistent world, as opposed to having to be forced to be in the same persistent world as everyone else. Which I think is a really cool way to do it. And the best part is, let's say that I decide tomorrow, oh, I really want to be part of this worldwide conflict or whatever, or this global thing they're doing. No problem. All I have to do is log in as part of the real world, and I will have all my ships and all the systems there. Periodically, the private or offline game synchronizes itself to the updated trade routes and population data and system events of the global thing. The global universe. And since all the planets are the same names, I mean, it attempts to be a simulation of the universe. We'll get ya! We're gonna get your ass. There we go, we got you. And... he's trying to find circles around me, but all that's doing is letting me constantly shoot his unprotected underbelly over and over and over. Man, he is taking a pounding. Once you get through the shields on these guys, there's not much left. Finally did an attack run, which temporarily is going to break my targeting on him. I wish you guys could see what I'm seeing, because I have 3 screens going right now, so I have, like, peripheral vision, and when I turn my head left or right, it's honestly like the pilot is looking a little bit left or right. Pans the camera accordingly. Like, I thought I would want to disable left and right, but no, it's fantastic. FaceTrackNoIR is a lot of fun. Down!
Target destroyed.
So I am not getting paid a lot for these takedowns. Oh, if I can catch that Viper before it goes down, get a tag on it so that I can at least get partially paid, because it is almost dead already. Using my boost to chase. There we go. Almost in range. I think my weapons fire range is about 2,000. It's definitely not much better than that. There we go.
Target shields online.
Well, his shields are not going to last 5 seconds against my quad lasers.
Target shields offline.
Unlike the Imperial Courier, who is all about the shield, this guy is not. And since somebody else firing on him has machine gun weaponry, he goes down faster. You know what? Let me lock onto my ally and just kind of stay within range of this vulture. Whatever target he targets, I'll target. That way there's at least 2 of us pointing at the same ship. Looks like he's heading in that direction towards the laser light show. And I find that hard to argue with. When you're playing with friends, you can actually, like, make wing requests and fly with wingmen. Tilting my hips toward engine to increase my overall speed and returning, because we went quite far pursuing that Imperial Courier. Another thing about this is it's very addictive. I could do this for an hour without breaking a sweat.
Target shields offline.
Alright, there we go.
Target shields online.
He is at half health.
Target shields
No
offline.
shields. Totally gonna take this guy down. Not exactly in a rush to get in there, as long as I get a tag on it. Like I said, very opportunistic in the combat zone. Alright, we're on him. Down! 28 grand. That was a good catch. The other one died also, so we're getting paid off pretty well. Well, I feel like I'm pretty well. Obviously, you can make a lot more. Pardon me. Ooh. There's a Python, which is a very big ship, but its shields are going down. We're gonna target its subsystems, its power plant specifically. Hang on while I figure out if I can do that from here. Alright, power plant targeted. And that way, rather than having to deal 100% damage, I'll be better with less. It's already being targeted by some of my allies, so hopefully, yup, as you see, its shields are down, excellent. Pythons are big ships, not entirely unlike cap ships. Well, they're not cap ships though. I mean, you can get much more cap shippy than this. So I'm trying to stay not directly in its blind spot or in range of flak cannons while firing on it repeatedly. That's why I was actually reversing thrust for a little while there. I want to dance outside of its firing arc. And the thing is, it now has much bigger fish to fry with my allies firing on it, so it's probably not going to notice me. There, see, I went right in underneath the flak cannons, and sure enough, got hit by some of them. Yeah, I'm really having a blast with this face tracking, honestly. I undersell it a lot because, to be blunt, it's not perfect. It glitches some, and sometimes it takes a while for FaceTrackNoIR to set up. But once you have it going, it's really nice for the experience. And this is coming from a guy with 3 monitors. I can't imagine how much. It's probably even better if you only have the one. The amount to which it enhances your experience is probably greater if you only have one monitor. Excellent. I'm just pointing right at the underbelly, and see that red square is where the power plant is located. I assume I'm firing on the power plant right now. This is its shields are almost fully recharged. You can tell by the squares in the bottom left circle that is its icon. You can see how they're rotating around, and it only has one pip left. And there we go, shields are back up. But look how fast we're going to take these shields back down. With beam weapons like this pointed at him. Like, it's not going to have long to appreciate its shields.
Target shields
Down.
offline.
It's part of why hunting in these zones is a little bit efficient for me sometimes, because my allies can bring the kinetic weapons, while I can bring the beam weapons. Close to attack range. Switch over to pursuit mode. Not going to escape me that easily. Power plant is at 33%. Of course, his hull is also at 20, so whether or not the power plant goes down, he's going down. He's released anti-gimbal chaff, so I'm just gonna have to do this without locking on for a while. Alright, cleared up.
Target shields offline.
No escape.
Under attack.
By what? Oh, him. Yeah, he's alone, cut off from the rest of his forces. He was probably trying to escape the system at some point so that he wouldn't die, but that's just not going to be an option for him now with this many of us on his ass at once. 6% and dropping. Oh, you know what? When I unlocked him, I lost the lock on his power plant. So we've just been firing on him ever since I had to disable the lock in order to fire straight at him. That's fine. I have allies, so this... BAM! 52,000! That has brought me up to the 100,000 number that I like to hit for, you know, a good night's hunting. A good day's hunting. Let's see total. If you look at my transaction list, it shows that I have 168,000 credit combat bond for the Bologna Industries. If I go back to any station in this system, I should be able to turn that in for actual profit. So, this is as good a time as any to redact the hard points and jump out of this system.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Super cruise enabled. Where are we heading? There we go. Yeah, let's just go turn this in. I don't wanna fail to get my cash. We'll go to Azov station, same station I was at before when this whole sleigh ride started. 113 light seconds away. So that's the game in a nutshell. Well, that's one tiny aspect of the game. You can also do. You saw that I had a cargo scoop that messed around with for a second. You can mine asteroids, install refineries on your ship, and refine raw minerals, and then sell them to stations that care. You can join sides in a global conflict known as power play, and support one of the potential galactic leaders. In fact, while we're in Super Cruise, let me pull up the galaxy map so that you can actually appreciate the scope of the galaxy. I don't know if that worked or not. Yep, it worked. Okay. So this is us. Hang on. Let's do it by allegiance. Why not? Okay. And I want to show everything. This is us. And Why is it not showing anything? I want it to show everything. Oh, I'm way too zoomed out, that's why. This is us, and these are a series of planets. You see that there's a lot of systematically named planets, like a Shui Wei sector letters / numbers, but there's also a lot of colonized areas like Jupagak or Lator Mordor or Kongdan or Akamar. In this area, apparently they're all owned by the Empire. And just using the mouse to pan for a second, look what a giant system of stars we have here. And I'm really zoomed out. Obviously, let's say I were to just pick one of those points at random. There's a whole series of routes between planets in every area, and oh, you know what? If I do that, no, apparently I have an option enabled or disabled that I didn't want because it's not showing the paths between systems the way that I'd like. But there, you see how far it's possible for me to travel. These are within, and these are giant distances we're talking about. On the order of 170 light years away from my current location, or let's say I were to pick another systematically named. Actually, is there non-systematically named planets in this area? Because I'm not seeing any. Let's disable the none option. I only want to see planets if they have a system associated with them. Like I said, I am not sure what this. Ah, whoa, this is an important system. There's Sol. Let's go back to Sol. Because obviously Sol is the center of our galaxy. Alright, I'm just confused as to how I'm managing this menu, so I'm just gonna do search for Sol. And then if I were to... Oh, I'm not allowed to travel there. It requires a special permit. So let's go to an adjacent system. I am currently 164 light years away from Sol. Following jump points, it would take... eyeballing it here, but it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 space jumps to get there. And if you look visually here, that is not even close to the furthest away system I could travel to. Somewhere out here, we're still looking at explored systems as far as Radagast. And, you know, a colonized system, I mean, it's not a systematic name here. 210 light years further away. And that's not the furthest we can go. Wolf 587. I wonder if there's a Wolf 359. There is a Wolf 359, and it's colonized. Someday I'm gonna have to travel to Wolf 359. Okay, enough messing with the star map. Unfortunately, you see, or not, it's gone ahead and locked me onto the locations I was clicking on. I'm gonna tell it that I have no interest in going there. But yeah, these are massive distances for a galaxy that attempts to be equally massive. And I have overshot my target by a long way. By almost 50,000 light seconds. But I'm traveling at 450 times the speed of light, so should all balance out. While I was in Super Cruise mode. So large galaxy, a galaxy filled with random people doing random things. I once came across a funeral procession with 7 armed escorts, while the funeral carriage itself, ship, was itself unshielded and unarmed. I didn't opt to plunder it or attack them because I'm not a dick. I once fell in on an unattached signal source or an unidentified signal source and found a series of weapons that had just been left there and dumped, and realized after the fact that a ship must have come there and died in a conflict and jettisoned its cargo, hoping to ward off its pursuers, but instead its pursuers wanted it and not its cargo. Which is pretty nifty. I once came across a mafia group. At least I assume they were a mafia. I can't be entirely certain. But they were named something gangster-esque, and there were 7 of them in a wing, complete with a Dawn. My mission was to assassinate one of them. Yeah, I didn't do that. Oh, I didn't even mention missions. At stations, you can take on contract jobs that people offer, i.e. missions, for money and profit and direction if you don't know what to do. Or you can just equip a cool scanner on your ship, go exploring the vast unknown of space, bring it back for charting of any interesting new finds you have, and get paid for that information. And obviously, if you try to sell it locally, they don't allow it because they don't care. They know that locally you have to travel at least X light years away for your information to be of any value, which is nifty. Trading, you can buy stuff at stations, commodities, and sell them at other stations. And of course, illegal stuff has its own risks. You kind of want to make sure you're in a piratical system or some area of space that they don't care, or you're smuggling it right under the nose of system security, but you're doing it well enough to not get caught. Free advice: don't smuggle in your best ship, because if it blows up, you're going to be out a lot of money. Death is not permanent. There is a rebuy cost that is a fixed percentage of your overall cost. So in this case, mine is 122 grand, as you see down there. If I were to die, the cost of giving me a replacement ship with all of the same parts that I've upgraded will be that much. And it's a fixed percentage of your net worth. I want to say 10%, but maybe it's 5. Honestly, don't remember. I've died a couple times, I think twice, in several hours of playing. But that's because I do some stupid things and take dumb risks when I feel like it. But I also am not in a particularly dangerous line of work like bounty hunting or anything like that. Alright, we're nearing Azot Station, and there is an unidentified signal source. Do I want to stop and have some fun with this, or should I just... I should really just pack it in, I think. If I go to this... Oh, never mind, that's not an unidentified source, that is Azot Station. And that's a high-intensity conflict zone. Interesting. And then there's the low-intensity resource extraction, which I could go for. Perhaps some other time. I've got to drop out of this video as well, and before I do that, I want to save and quit. Elite Dangerous, I don't know if it's on sale on Steam anymore or not. When I picked it up, it was on a semi-sale. What I would say is, if you're into EVE or space games in general, this is a very good one. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of content here. I value my games at $1 per half hour, and this game flew past that in the first 3 days for me. So definitely can recommend this game on that basis. You're not getting Star Citizen, apparently. I mean, Star Citizen has I haven't not played it, but from what I hear, it has a level of immersion and full worldness this game doesn't quite meet. But this game is also, despite being released at a complete, quote-unquote, still getting significant patches, including balance, but more importantly, content updates. The latest announcement is that we're going to be getting the ability to explore planets and go into orbit around planets. I don't know if we're going to be walking on planets, but I don't really care about walking. I kind of want to be flying. Disengage, and we will... drop into Super Cruise.
Docking request granted. Flight assist off. Flight assist on.
And we auto-dock. So I have an auto-docking module that does the process of docking for me. Normally you would have to request docking like I did, and then maneuver yourself to the station. Now, this ship does all the work for me, and lets me enjoy the view, which I'm... Oh my god, with FaceTrack, this is just sweet. I actually get to look around, instead of like using the right analog to control it. So we're like way south of the station right now, but... Oh yeah, I'm waiting my turn, I think, for another ship to go through. Waiting in queue. And now...
Scan
flipping around
detected.
with thrusters. perfect lineup, as only a computer can do. You all saw me bang my ship on the way out last time, so definitely not something I'm looking to do again.
Landing gear deployed.
For the benefits of all guests to this facility, please refrain from obstructing access to
And docked. You can save and quit pretty much anywhere, and it will save your
Docking
position.
successful. Engines
So I wasn't
disengaged.
obligated to come here per se, but I wanted to come here so that I could claim my bounties before I quit for the day. You know, I don't like that it zooms in and out quite so aggressively. Let me try shifting my chair back a bit, see if that helps face track. Oh, wow, yeah, that's much nicer. I have a little bit more movement in my head. Refuel, go to the bulletin board. There was that one ship I killed in a random encounter zone, and then I went to the combat zone. So let's take a look at both of those things. Bulletin board. No, contacts. Yep, there's my random murder for 28 grand, which I will totally claim. And then my combat bond, 168,000. Excellent evening's work. Or morning's work. I guess it's an afternoon in this game because it's 1500 hours right now. Righto! That's Elite Dangerous. I will, if people are interested, I can definitely put up a video in triple screen resolution. But I don't know that that would be viewable on a ordinary monitor, or if it was viewable, if it would look any good, or what, so have to see how that plays out. Also not sure I could record in triple screen resolution, to be entirely honest. And I can try a vid without FaceTrackNoIR. If people are interested in how trading works in this game, I can't honestly do that, because I don't know how to trade very well, or at all. I can try to figure it out, though. Anyway, so it'll depend on what you guys are into. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time!